So it's everything I do.
Mm-hmm.
You get me. That's just one, and that's what my dad taught me. You do something, you do it, and you stick with it
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
it works. You know what I mean? And so
Mm-hmm.
make it happen. And my dad he was financially successful because he would just kept, his first house that he bought, which is crazy. I think his first house was $7,000.
Mm-hmm.
Had a $78 house payment. Had to work those 3 jobs though
To make the payment.
to make the $78. He was making $1.50 an hour at TWA.
$1.50.
$1.50 an hour. Started out at TWA. He's pumping gas. He had a trash route he was running, getting, he actually bought the route, and he would charge $1 a week to come pick up their trash. He was a hustler. So that's where we got all of too. That's where my bike came from the trash route. He'd find bikes.
Mm-hmm.
We got all of our stuff. You know what I mean? Because he just didn't have a lot of money. I didn't know that though. Really, I didn't care. It was cool to me.
Oh yeah.
And so I remember him bringing a basketball goal hole one time and put it up because the guy was throwing it away. And so, but yeah, so he, and then of course, then he sold that house. He sold that house for $60,000.
Oh wow.
So
almost 10x.
Yeah, 18 years later.
Yeah.
60,000, sold it, and then went and built his next house. Okay, and then sold that house. He built his next house with the cash, and we did, most of the work. Dad did most of the work. He had hired one guy as a contractor, and we would do a lot of the work, roofing, electrical, plumbing, all that kind of stuff. That's what I do. That's what I do in the summer. We built that house, and then
how old were you when that house was built?
I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to college. 18. I was working that summer with Dad.
Okay.
And then he sold that house. And like I said, he ended up selling that house for $120,000.
Mm-hmm.
And so he sold 60, went to 120, and then built the house that he's in today. And that house probably today is worth $550,000.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy. But he made his money because of the housing boom.
Yeah.
He was in that where, especially in Kansas City, housing's never jumped like that in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Since
there's steady growth though.
Now it's just steady growth.
Yeah.
You don't have 10x, like you said, 10x.
Yeah.